We were all the rights coming out from the NFL, the NBA, NCAA, WWE, UFC.
What is going on, UFC card lovers? Welcome back here to another episode of UFC Card Talk. My name is Damien, and at the start of this video, I just did show you, for those of you who do not know, the guy speaking in that interview with the Nelk Boys is Michael Rubin. He is the founder slash CEO of Fanatics. Fanatics are at the moment basically looking to take over the whole sports card hobby. They do have the rights to Topps and are currently in a lawsuit with Panini. But the reason I did show you that clip at the start of the video is because this week we are going to be doing one of my favorite things to do, and that is head down speculation avenue. So, what I want to speculate about today, I would just want to say firstly, I do not know more than anyone else. I'm not in connection with anyone else to be making solid statements. As I said, this is just speculation, but it is just fun for me, and I hope it's fun for you guys too behind the camera. Just to, as I said, have a little bit of fun speculation. I want to speculate the current stance with the UFC licensed product and Panini compared to where it is at with Fanatics and / Topps. Obviously, at the start of that video, we did just see Michael Rubin saying that they have acquired the license for UFC card products in the future. When that date is, I do not know. We do not know yet. There has been nothing said officially about when Fanatics under Topps will be printing UFC cards. But what I do want to go over some things. I want to start off by doing that now on the Panini store website. So we can see currently on the Panini website, we have the only two items listed is the undercard box for UFC as well as the pink ice packs. There is nothing listed at the moment regarding what is coming up with UFC products, and that is a little bit strange given this time last year we did have Select, we did have Prism, we also did have Donruss, but we also had Chronicles released at the end of this month in August last year, 2022. Chronicles was released for UFC. There is no news yet on that. That is not really pointing at anything too much other than it could be a little bit late. Obviously, we are in the middle of August right now, so just because there is no upcoming product release for Chronicles, it does not mean that we're not going to get it. But it is a little bit strange in my own opinion. We generally have seen in the previous, particularly last year, we saw that the UFC product releases just rolled on one after another. So we did have Select release last month in July, and then Donruss the month before that. Obviously, Prism products, we had two Prism products this year coming in April. So just because we do not have a release coming out just now does not mean anything too strange, but it, as I said, I would have expected if we did have a product coming out at the end of August, maybe mid-September, which we would be due for Chronicles if we are having Chronicles this year. Who knows, maybe Panini have done away with Chronicles. But what I want to get to you guys is we are in the third year now for Panini licensed products. UFC has historically had, obviously the Topps had the license before that, but what I do want to highlight is we've seen 3-year products come before with UFC. So as I said, we're in the third year now for UFC Panini. Previously under the Topps banner, we had, for example, Topps Finest. It was from 2011 to 2013. So we had 3 years of Topps Finest for UFC. We also had 3 years of Topps Bloodlines from 2012 to 2014, 3-year releases of Topps Bloodlines for UFC. And to add to that, we also had another massive staple product, Topps Chrome, 3 years of Topps Chrome, 2017 through to 2019. So if we put all this together, does this mean that this is potentially the last year for Panini UFC products. I do not know. And I want to put it out to you guys. I want to put it out to you guys as the UFC card community. What do you guys think? I am just, as I said, I'm creating this speculation at the moment, just as a bit of content, a bit of fun, I hope for everyone. But getting the ball rolling towards what do you guys think is happening with UFC licensed products? All I've ever read or known is that when Panini got the license for UFC, it was just listed as a multi-year deal with Panini UFC products. So that obviously multi-year is anything more than 2. Is it going to be only 3 years? What is then going to happen with UFC card products next year? Could we end up seeing Fanatics under the Topps banner holding the license in 2024? That is something that we will yet to find out. Will Panini have the license still next year? Who knows? I don't know, but I just thought it would be something a little bit fun to put to you guys. Let me know down in the comments below what you guys think as to what is going to happen with UFC licensed products moving forward. Who will be making UFC products in 2024, if anyone? Maybe you don't think anyone's going to be making products in 2024, and we're going to have a year of no products as we roll over the license between Panini and Fanatics. I, for one, would think it would be strange if we don't have any licensed products in it next year. I would not see why a company would be buying a license when there's going to be rollover. I would always think that the UFC as a sport would be making sure that they are getting paid in the memorabilia market from one of these companies. So I would expect that it's either Panini. I don't think we're going to see a year gap with Panini with licensed UFC cards. It's either going to be Panini making UFC cards next year, or it will be Fanatics under the top banner making the licensed cards in 2024, which would be super exciting for me. Obviously, we know that for a fact. If Michael Rubin has spoken about this in an interview publicly, saying that they have acquired the UFC license, it's not a matter of if they have, it's a matter of when Fanatics Topps will be making UFC products again. As I said, let me know down in the comments below what you think. This weekend, a massive UFC event for me. The biggest UFC event of my life so far. As I've told many of you guys before, I have been watching the UFC since 2007-ish. So to have my favorite fighter ever, my favorite athlete ever, to be fighting in a massive title fight this weekend is super big for me. Not only that, the UFC 292 is actually happening on my birthday, so obviously happy birthday to me. I hope Sean wins. If he doesn't win, then I will be condoling myself by buying some cards, hopefully of his, at some good pricing. That's the only way I'll get over a loss. I hope you guys have, on my Instagram, you can see I have been doing a countdown of my favorite 7 O'Malley cards from the PC. I sat down with my cards last weekend, and it would be something that I would definitely recommend to any of you guys who are collecting UFC cards. It's great just to take the time out to go through your collection, go look at your cards, spend some time with your cards. It's obviously a good way to be grateful for what you do have in your PC instead of always chasing the next card, which is something that I need to be doing a little bit more of. I need to get back to posting more about the cards itself, more so than just always being on the hunt finding new cards. Just take a little bit of time with your own cards, and I really enjoyed it. I mentioned in one of my first posts, obviously it's something that's very childish to sit down to rank your cards. Which one do I think is number 1? Which one's number 2? But I think the innocence of that, as adults, there's not too many ways in life that you can have that connection back to being a child or having childish behavior. So I think for a lot of us, including myself, that is one of the better things about the hobby. It's an excuse to act like that, which you don't, as I said, get too many chances as an adult with responsibilities to do. So I want to leave this off with you guys for this week's video. If you haven't, over the last month, over the last few weeks, over the last 6 months, whatever the time it is, take it from me, take some time, pull out your cards, spread them out across your table. Maybe make a top 10 of what your favorite PC cards are in your PC. It doesn't matter the value so much, it's just a matter of what cards you think are cool, which cards are your favorite. Maybe you will then remember why you bought those cards in the first place. And as I said, these are only going to bring great feelings of positivity for you and your hobby experience. If you do this, please tag me on my Instagram at UFC Card Talk. Maybe make a little story post and say, this is my top 3 PC cards. I hope everyone really enjoys UFC 292. I'm going to be an absolute nervous wreck. Thank you guys for watching, as always, and I will see you again here next week. Hopefully, Sean O'Malley is the new bantamweight champion. I'm going to be going bananas if he does. I'll probably emotionally buy some cards if he wins as well. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you again here next week at UFC Card Talk.
Wait a minute!